what our culture is seeing is complete lack of morality, and especially when it comes to things like sexual ethics. And that is really the main thing that's contributing to breaking apart the family unit. They're creating all these individualistic people who only care about themselves.
We need to stop the sin before it happens.
If you don't follow Christ, it's impossible to fully live a moral life.
Hi, this is another episode of Truth, Love, and Liberty, and I'm here with Sarah Stock, and she's a reporter for Rebel News and a strong Christian, and we had some good conversations, and we decided we wanted to share about our culture and dating culture, and just how it's pretty broken, and we really need to get back to like some biblical roots and heal the culture. I think that's the big one.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I just think what our culture is seeing is a complete lack of morality, and especially when it comes to things like sexual ethics. And that is really the main thing that's contributing to breaking apart the family unit.
Yeah.
And if we're talking about things like freedom, and, you know, a lot of conservatives like to talk about the higher elites are going to be controlling us and stuff. The way they control us is if they break apart the family unit. Yeah. That's what they're doing. They're creating all these individualistic people who only care about themselves. They're not reproducing. They're killing their children when they have them. They're sterilizing their kids, things like gender-affirming care. Yeah. They're promoting the LGBT, people aren't reproducing. Like, there's just so many problems that come from it when you take away a Christian sexual ethic and you remove that from the culture, everything falls apart.
For sure. It's just complete destruction of everything, and then individuals, they lose contact with their past, with the history, with the family history, with their faith. And the wisdom of the family just ceases to exist.
Yeah, I think we just like place the emphasis too much on freedom in the sense of freedom as the liberal definition of freedom, which is do whatever you want. Yeah. You can't just have that. It has to coexist with something else. It has to coexist with some morality. Yeah. You have to have like a tribe. You have to have your country. You have to have your family. You can't just care about yourself. And that's where really most of our problems are coming from right now.
Yeah. And through sin, actually, we become slaves. That's how the devil controls us, you know, and it just leads to destruction and disconnecting you from family and friends who could like lead you in the right direction. But instead of having good people around you, you're easily programmed by the internet, TV, movies, music, and it kind of dissolves from there.
Yeah, exactly. And what's so interesting, I took a political philosophy class this year and I learned so much. And one of the main things I learned was that even before Christianity came to Europe, Aristotle and Plato and Socrates had this idea of freedom as freedom from basically sin, freedom from vice. Right. And they realized that true freedom comes in virtue. And then, you know, Christianity came to Europe and kind of coincided with this Greek thought, and then it birthed this idea of Christ gives us freedom from sin. So, and then the new liberal world order just says freedom is, you know, you don't want the government telling you not to, you know, have an OnlyFans or whatever, right? It's like, that's not what true freedom is. True freedom is found in Christ.
Yeah, it's not, they're teaching the opposite. It's like freedom is the ability to sin, as opposed to freedom from sin.
Exactly, yeah.
Because sin is going to lead to destruction of your life, negative outcomes, and destruction of an entire society. So it's super important for us to heal the culture. And, you know, what do you think are some good ways that we could heal this culture, like, and get that message to people?
Well, I really just do think that Christians need to be more active in politics and need to put more pressure on the conservatives, on the Republican Party, on conservative media. I don't think that it's almost like Christian values are not really heard anymore. It's like if you try to promote Christian values in politics, they call you like a Christian nationalist now, even from the right. It happens all the time, right? And it's like, why can't we? Okay, so if I'm a Christian nationalist and you're an atheist and you want your ideology to rule the world, then aren't you just an atheist nationalist, right?
And Christian nationalist, to me, that just sounds like a patriot. A Christian patriot, that's what our founding fathers were. This is like the heart of our country. So everything they say is the inverse. Everything they say is the inverse.
Well, they made nationalist a dirty word. Yeah. It's like, nationalist shouldn't be a dirty word. That means you love your country and you want to put your country first.
Right.
And then they made Christian a dirty word, and that just means you love Christ and you love other people.
Yeah.
And you have morals, right? So I don't know how they made Christian nationalists into a dirty word.
I
But
mean, it's all by design. It's all by intention. You know, they just use the language to manipulate things and paint it a certain way. I don't think it's a bad word, Christian nationalist. I say Christian patriot, you know?
exactly.
So, you mean a patriot? Is that what you meant?
Yeah.
So,
It's usually what they mean.
yeah.
Um, no, I see it all the time, these smears, and I think it's why a lot of Christians are kind of afraid to speak out now, because the Republican Party has kind of become this like big tent party, you know? It's almost become the inclusive party. We don't want to exclude anyone because that's how we win, is we have the most people. And I think that's great. I think anyone should be able to vote Republican if they want to, if they feel like Republican values represent them. But I don't think that means that we should be compromising our values, or that Christians don't have a place in the Republican Party to actually say, no, we should be pushing Christian morals and Christian sexual ethics, right?
Yeah, and it's really not even Christian ethics. It's really ethics and morals in general. It is Christian, but in general, morals are morals, and we're the ones holding on to them. They're the ones just trying to get rid of all of them and just say everything goes, everything's fine, and we're seeing the destruction of it now. And I think now is the time for people to wake up, because we're seeing the fruit of that. They've been programming us through Snapchat. Snapchat is the worst. We need to draw attention to this, and I think it's the worst because parents don't, nobody older than 30 something has Snapchat.
Yeah.
And if you see the news that's like fed to people on
Oh
Snapchat,
my gosh.
it's vile. It's like incest, like alien porn, like just the weirdest things, like green, purple hair, tattoos, nose rings, like just, and you see that, like when you see people that look like this, you're like, oh, you've been completely programmed. It's like you've just adapted. It's like downloaded, and it's like, this is me. And that's what I see it. It's like the color of the hair. There's a warning signal.
Yeah.
What's of it?
Well, I don't even know if parents are aware of just how much basically soft porn is just pushed on their kids all day long, especially boys. I know that when men get an Instagram account, it automatically feeds them these like bikini pictures of videos in the algorithm just if they select male. Yeah. Like, think about how messed up that is. Even if you're a 14-year-old boy, they're feeding young men that stuff, and then they're surprised when they all come out with a pornography addiction. Yeah. It's like a trigger every time they open social media.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, I remember creating a new account. It was just like that. It was like all like bikinis and this, that. And I'm like, and if you start clicking on it, then it's just going to feed you that. And it's like, most people don't even make it out of that algorithm to something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
well, it's just like, if you don't follow Christ, it's impossible to fully live a moral life. That's really what I think. And so I think it's insane to expect that, you know, these teenage boys aren't going to be addicted to pornography if they don't have any sort of moral foundation for why they shouldn't be. We're not even telling them, like, well, why is that bad? Yeah. You know, it's because sex only belongs inside a marriage and you're told not to lust. But we're not even teaching young boys that. So how would they know, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
and it's got to be like culture wide. It's got to become the cultural conversation, because for a man to even think of being a virgin, are there any virgin girls out there? Like, to me, that was a strange concept. I didn't even know there was like girls that are virgins. Like, when you're out, like, that's the norm, is like people are just sexually, you know, completely freed. Like, I didn't even know that was a thing. And then meeting more Christians and seeing that that's actually a thing, I'm like, wow, like that's incredible.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing too, is a lot of conservatives, and I would say just like the Republican Party as a whole, basically, I brought this up to you earlier, but they basically use the LGBT as like some kind of scapegoat, right? Oh, these are the people that, the only people who are sexual degenerates in our society is like the trans dinosaur person reading books to your kids in the library. And it's like, yeah, that's a problem. Like, they should, you know, it's obviously gone too far. That's a problem. But if people come to America Fest and hook up with people at night, and then they go and they're just, oh, these degenerate transgenders. It's like, you're a degenerate. You know, like, so many people just in this room probably probably half the men here watch pornography on a regular basis. Think about how disgusting that is. And then they're going to go and tell you that the only people who are degenerates are the, you know, people pushing this stuff on kids, but they're also degenerate, you know?
Yeah. And I think we need to focus on the culture, the music, the movies, I was thinking, we're talking about the abortion debate last night, and people are focusing, they want to end abortion, and it's like we need to stop the sin before it happens.
Yes.
And it's like if we have a culture of free sex where everybody's just like fully sexually liberated, where they're just like in this degenerate culture, and that's the norm, then they're gonna be like deathly afraid of being pregnant and be super against abortion. But we need to get to them before they go down that path and get them on the right path. And I think we need to turn off the water hose of poison that's being pumped in. Because they say Satan is the prince of the power of the air. And that's where, we have ear gates and eye gates. That's where our information comes in from. And right now, Hollywood is captured. The music industry is captured. Like the most fun little songs are highly sexual. Like little kids are singing it and it's like highly sexual. And we need to fix this. I think this should be the conservative movement, is to bring back decency in music and to not allow this to be played to kids under 18. Should not be played at high school dance, should not be played at the Gap, at the grocery store, nowhere that kids are. Like if the music is promoting sex, drugs, violence, kids should not hear it, even if it's bleeped out. And it was bleeped out because the words through context. So I think we should make a push for that.
No, it's insane. Like the Ed Sheeran, I remember the Ed Sheeran Shape of You songs, like I'm in love with your body.
Yeah.
And I remember they were playing that like in school when you're like 11 or something. I'm just like, okay, we all know what this means. Why are 11-year-olds listening to that? But yeah, I think music's a big thing, but I think even more than that, like it's social media really, because that's what kids are spending most of their time doing.
Yeah.
And movies and TV shows.
Yeah.
It's like, when's the last time you watched a movie where it's just a regular family with a mom and a dad, and the dad's not some effeminate loser, and he's actually the leader of the family? It's like, it literally just doesn't exist.
Yeah. It's all by design. We need to realize that all of it is poison here to destroy us, and we need to create like parallel systems. Like we need to start creating our own networks and start making people aware that we need to stop watching these things.
Yeah, and I think it's good to, create Christian content, conservative content, everything. But I think more than that, it's like we're never going to win back the culture if we just stay in our own little Christian ghetto. We need Christians to go into the arts. We need Christians in the Ivy Leagues. We need Christians in finance, right?
Yeah.
We need Christians everywhere, and to actually try to take back our culture from the top down influence.
Yeah.
Because that's how they, like, this entire cultural paradigm we're seeing with like the sexual revolution and everything, it's not just an accident. People didn't just change overnight because they're like, oh, I guess we all want free sex now. It was a complete top-down effort, completely coordinated, planned out over time to make it gradually worse. So the only way to reverse that is our own top-down.
Yeah.
The only way to reverse that is for us to literally infiltrate and subvert the institutions.
Yeah.
Like the media, the banks, politics. It's the only way to do it.
Yeah, and that's what we're doing with Kingdom Network. It's like we're encouraging everyone to come together around this mission and create the parallel. It might even be hard to subvert, but we could just create the parallel and switch over to it and make the old irrelevant. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah. No, I think, if you're a wealthy businessman and you're a Christian with conservative values, the young people you hire shouldn't just be, the best resume or whatever. They should be capable and everything, but you should be picking people who also have conservative values and Christian values to kind of carry it on.
Building a culture.
Yeah. And there's actually organizations that specifically do this.
Yeah.
I know, and I'm living in California right now, and there's this organization called Project 307 with the Lincoln Club. And so basically they have all these wealthy conservative donors. And then they have this mentorship program where they kind of like handpick students that have to go through an application, everything from these good universities who are conservative. And then they just pair them off with these mentors who are like wealthy businessmen, run media companies, everything. And they literally just like, you get a job or an internship instantly, just if you're in the program, because they want to get conservatives in the institutions in California so we can, in the future, take it back.
That's amazing. We have to counter the DEI, They're doing this, the liberals are doing this intentionally. That's the DEI is not about bringing in diverse people. It's about bringing in their people. They're bringing in these people that are down with the DEI programs, that are all about this social justice and pretty much anti-God, anti-American, anti-white. You know, they're going after the core of our nation, actually, that are here to make the nation better. So
yeah, well, DEI isn't, it's not about, it's just anti-white. That's what DEI is. There's not really,
and anti-Christian as well.
anti-Christian, but like really, that's kind of what it boils down to, right?
Yeah.
So it's not equity. It's just discriminating against a different kind of person.
Yeah, for sure. And what else were we talking about last night? Oh, ways of defunding this evil. Talking about abortion, talking about the castration of kids, the mutilation and castration, sterilization of kids.
Yeah.
I think one of the solutions is defunding it. Because right now, we're funding it through government-funded insurance programs in some cases, insurance programs that everyone's paying into. We're complaining about insurance costs going up. We're all offsetting these costs. And now each one of these kids that goes trans is worth to these organizations like $400,000.
Yeah.
So we're literally paying these organizations to do this, to incentivize them. And then they're encouraged to create more of this.
Oh, yeah.
So like they're going to market it. They're going to market it. Oh yeah, be trans. Let's put it into the movies because we're going to be making all this money. It's a racket. And I think we need to defund that at the root. Say it's illegal for the government to fund this. Number one, we can't. And if people want to fund it, you could check on your taxes. You could add a little bit of money if you really want to fund it, but you can't offload that to all of us. And the other one is that insurance companies can't offload this on all of us either. If people want to opt into this and pay into this, that's fine, but you can't put it on all of us. I think those are the cores that could really defund this and really get the incentive out. Because I think currency and money is like a spiritual energy. It's energy.
Yeah.
And if we take that away, it takes away the reward for them.
Yeah, I think we should defund it, but I also think we should also just ban it, like when it's possible, right?
Yeah.
So,
especially for children.
Yeah.
Especially for children.
Especially, I know some states have passed legislation where basically porn websites have to have, like, you have to show your ID to show you're over 18.
Yeah.
And then I think Pornhub, which is like the largest porn website, just said, well, okay, we're just going to pull out of, I don't know if it was like, I don't want to say the wrong state. I think it might have been Texas, but yeah, so things like that. Yeah. It's just like, okay, well, now can't I? But I mean, the only thing is, though, people can't just get a VPN.
Yeah.
So I think you're right. Like, defunding is probably the best way, or just like tax the hell out of them, really.
Yeah. Well, defund first. Yeah. Defund first.
Yeah, but no, I really I just don't understand the argument for pornography being legal because, first of all, it's a form of prostitution, which is illegal in most places. Second of all, it's obscenity. We used to have laws against obscenity, and we still have obscenity laws. If you're in public, you can't be naked, right? Yeah. So how come if you're allowed to be naked in public as long as it's on the internet? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like that, it's like it's still in a way in the public forum, right?
And I heard that they used to like drop off like pornography pamphlets in countries that they were trying to take over to like demoralize the men. Which is something that happened in the past, I believe.
Yeah, and I haven't heard about that, but it makes complete sense. It's definitely demoralizing. When you subdue a population with things like pornography and sexual liberation, what you have is it's like almost like a drug. It's like a drug that's terrible for people, but they're addicted to it. They can't let it go because it's their entire lifestyle, right? Yeah. And so we even saw this with the Kamala Harris campaign. I remember they were releasing these ads where it's like some guy was, some teenage boy is literally looking at porn, and then a Republican congressman comes in and takes it away. And he's like, whoa, what are you doing, man? He's like, I'm a Republican congressman. I'm taking, And it's like, well, that's awesome. I wish they were, it's not happening. Like, I wish it was happening.
Yeah.
But you see, the Kamala Harris campaign is literally saying, like, look, we'll take away this thing you love so much that hurts you so bad if you vote for Trump or whatever. And that's their scare tactic. And
they used it as an ad?
They used it as an ad.
Oh my God.
And then they even ran the stats after to see how much should this sway young men towards Kamala. And it was like 5%. Just after seeing one ad.
Wow.
That's how addicted they are.
Wow.
So it's like it's like the carrot, right? It's like it's a way to control the population. And then exactly the same thing with abortion. Of course, it wasn't even an election about abortion, but the Kamala Harris campaign made that the main topic somehow.
Right.
And it's because the real reason is if women can't have abortion, they can't have sex with men who don't want to marry them.
Right.
That's what it is. That's literally what it boils down to. And so, yeah, they're completely using it just to manipulate. The Democratic Party has totally held on to this, but now the Republican Party doesn't want to take a stance because they don't want to lose anyone from their side either.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I think incremental changes are good, and we have to go incrementally, I think, and just to win over the populace, and it says to go out and make disciples of nations and win over the hearts and minds of souls so that people are on that front and are want that. But I feel like the culture is the first and foremost, and defunding. I think that's. Oh yeah, and one other thing, we should probably ban the selling of fetal body parts.
Oh yeah.
People are like, oh, that's conspiracy theory, and it's not. Like, there's like videos of this. Like, James O'Keefe has like undercover videos of it. There was a guy in California who uncovered it, and actually Kamala Harris, who was the prosecutor at the time, went after him and like ruined the guy's life for exposing that. That's a huge story. That's a massive story.
It's so barbaric. It's like, what's happening? Like the fact that abortion's so normalized. Like that's actually, I think probably the most evil thing you can do is killing a child in the womb.
Yeah.
People don't see it that way anymore, but that's honestly worse than killing a person standing in front of you because it's an innocent baby, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's your own child too.
For sure. And it's just been normalized by the culture that people don't even pay attention. But you ever like watch videos of like in the womb and the babies, and have you ever seen abortions? It's horrible. Like, and then once people see the videos, they transform. But the culture is just like makes it normal, and they've never seen those, and they suppress those videos. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a great conversation.
Yeah, for sure. We covered a lot. And on Rebel News, what kind of topics do you cover?
So I've only been doing a little bit of reporting recently because I'm in college right now, but over the summer I was in Canada, and it's covering a lot of issues like mass immigration. Yeah. We've got completely overwhelming the country right now.
Yes.
Some other issues as well, like the LGBT stuff they're forcing on kids.
Yeah. Yeah, those are good topics to cover. Yeah. Like some of the most pressing. So I appreciate that. How can people find you?
You can follow my Twitter. It's just on X at Sarah C. Stock. So Sarah C for my middle initial, and it's Stock. STOCK.
Yep. Perfect. Awesome. Well, thank you for coming on. It was a pleasure having you.
Exactly. Thank you.